You know, some legends are forged in the heat of battle, with the clash of steel ringing out. But others, the ones that really stick with us, they're forged in these quiet moments of pure wit and wisdom. Today, we're diving into one of those timeless tales, the Legend of Ardan.
So, this story? It's not what you might expect. We're not talking about magical beasts or huge epic wars. This is about a totally different kind of strength, one that lives up here, in the mind, not in the muscle. It's all about showing us that real heroism is often found in being smart and having integrity, not just being the strongest person in the room.
And so our story begins, like all the best legends do, with our hero. So let's meet the man at the very heart of this tale. This is Sir Ardan. Now, he might wear the armor of a knight, but his reputation? It wasn't built on the battlefield. Nope. Ardan was famous all across the land for his sharp mind, his clever solutions to tricky problems, and his rock-solid, honorable character. He was a thinker, a strategist, a true hero for the people.
And it's that very reputation for being so darn smart that's about to lead Ardan to a challenge completely different from anything he's ever faced before. This is where it all kicks off, with a noble wager.
So, you've got this wealthy lord, right? And let's just say he's very proud. He hears all these stories about Ardan's cleverness and decides he wants to put our guy to the test. So right there in front of his entire court, he proposes what sounds like a simple, friendly bet, kind of like a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek.
The rules of the wager seem simple, but man, were they daunting. Ardan has to find one specific thing, a single golden cup. The catch? It's hidden somewhere inside this lord's enormous, sprawling, complex castle. Just imagine that for a second. Countless rooms, endless corridors, secret passages. I mean, talk about a needle in a haystack. It's a nearly impossible task.
But the prize for winning? Oh, the prize was something else. A magnificent warhorse, a steed with incredible strength and beauty. It was a prize that was absolutely fit for a legend, and it really just goes to show how confident this lord was that nobody could ever beat his little game.
But of course there's a catch. Behind that big, confident smile, the Lord was hiding a treacherous heart. This was never, ever meant to be a fair test of skill. A much darker game was being played.
So out in the open, for everyone to see, the Lord is all about fair play and sportsmanship. But behind closed doors, in the shadows, yeah, he's giving his men a completely different set of instructions, showing his true, two-faced character.
And the level of deception here is just, wow. He tells his guards not just to hide the cup, but to put it somewhere it could never be found, just by searching. He isn't testing Ardan's skill at all. He's setting him up to fail, just so he can humiliate this famous knight in public. And you can just hear the arrogance in his voice when he tells his men, hide it well. He's so sure his plan is foolproof that his trick will go completely unnoticed. He really thinks he's made the game unwinnable. Or so he thinks.
But here's the thing. The Lord seriously underestimated who he was dealing with. Ardan wasn't just some knight. He was a master of strategy. And when he's faced with an impossible situation, he flat out refuses to play by the rigged rules.
So what do you do? I mean, really, how could anyone possibly win a game that's designed for them to lose? How could Ardan succeed when the whole thing is built on a lie?
Simple, he didn't play the game. He changed it. Ardan figured out almost immediately that the wager was a total sham, so he knew that wandering around looking for a cup was pointless. So he took off his famous armor and put on the humble disguise of a simple traveler. He decided to fight this battle not as a knight, but as an observer.
And his plan? Oh, it was beautiful in its simplicity. First, become someone nobody would ever notice. Second, move through the Lord's own court completely unseen. And third, the most important step of all, just listen. He bet that the truth, unlike that golden cup, couldn't stay hidden for very long.
All right, this is it. This is the moment we've been waiting for, the climax, where Ardan's brilliant plan all comes together and he proves that a sharp mind will always beat a deceitful heart.
And guess what? It worked. It totally worked. While in disguise, Ardan overheard the Lord's own guards laughing about the impossible hiding spot. With that secret in his pocket, he walked right into the court, threw back his hood, and revealed who he really was to the absolutely shocked and probably terrified Lord.
You can just imagine the look on the Lord's face as Ardan lays it all out for him. He explains it so simply, so directly. He didn't search for the cup. He searched for the truth. He used the Lord's own men and their big mouths as his map, turning the whole deception right back on its creator.
And then, for the grand finale, in this amazing, triumphant moment, Ardan confidently points to exactly where the cup is hidden. He didn't just win a horse. He exposed the Lord's lie for the entire court to see. He won a much, much bigger victory for justice and for honor.
And that, right there, is the heart of his legend. Because sure, it might take an army to win a battle with swords, but it only takes one hero with a sharp mind to defeat dishonesty itself. The Legend of Ardan is so much more than just a clever story. It's a powerful reminder for all of us that when you're faced with an unfair system, maybe the smartest move isn't to play along, but to change the game entirely. Ardan's victory wasn't really about finding a cup. It was about the power of observation, of listening, and of understanding the people around you. His triumph teaches us that the greatest victories aren't won by force, but by having the intelligence to see the truth and the courage to bring it into the light. And that is a lesson that will never, ever get old.